What is happening, everybody, and welcome to a new showcase video, and this is for Loop Hero, as you can see on the screen. So I was just watching a random other YouTuber that I follow, Many a True Nerd, if you haven't ever heard of him. Really good YouTuber, does a lot of showcase games, really funny to listen to and whatnot. One of the best out there in my humble opinion. And he showcased this game. I think he showcased it about 2 weeks ago, something like that. But because I just haven't been watching too much YouTube recently, I only just saw this last night, and yeah, wanted to give it a go. So we're going to just start a new one. I have played a fair crack of this. Did a little bit this morning just to get going. Couldn't sleep last night, and I've been playing about 12 hours of the stuff, but I'm going to do a showcase from the beginning. Yeah, Loop Hero. Man, is this game fun and addictive. The stars in the skies are going out one by one, but no one notices it. No one can stop it. I'm racing to the last place where there's still hope. I need to make it before it's too late. Sounds of agony quickly fade. The world will be destroyed. Even the memory of it will be gone. Even there is absolutely no chance of bringing it back. There'll always be someone who is willing to do the impossible. In a place without space, without time, without memories. This is Loop Hero. And man, I say this game is an absolute blast. It's a real simple premise. You're this guy here who can't see anything but set this path, and he'll literally just go around this constantly, called in a loop. And you've got your loop and enemy level up here, how many times you've gone round. But there's a tutorial that will sort of go through this stuff. So yeah, planning, and if you right click, push space, go into adventure, and you just loop around. And what you just heard there, that like cockerel is a day, and even though I've got my 60 frames per second, which you can't actually see on this recording. Interesting. There's a this here is the day bar, and this is the boss bar. And every time the day goes, you hit the cockerel and new enemies spawn. Yep, ball of slime. So you click, and it auto battles. You don't do anything, you know. And I've got a grove and a weapon. I'll equip the weapon. And then drag the card. So the grove is will spawn some enemies, and that's actually quite a good thing. You want enemies. The more enemies you spawn, the more loot you get, and the better equipment you get. Because, as you see here, enemies, effects of enemies levels, effects of levels, equipment found, so on and so forth. But as your enemy level goes up, they get harder and harder, so you want better gear to do it. And this is a 4 to 6 damage weapon, and your stats obviously down here. And now we've got a rat wolf. I think it's a rat wolf, yep. Forest rat wolf. Got a forest, which is interesting because you don't actually unlock that for ages. What does this actually do? Thick forest, nobody knows who or what could be lurking inside. Makes you a bit nervous. Plus 1% hero attack speed. I'll make it that. 2% HP. Some of the actions will yield resources that you'll need later on, but not right now. But that shouldn't stop you from looking at them right now. Continue generally by changing the game mode. So you click on this, and there's the click on this, and you get the resources. So we've got a preserved rock and a stable wood. Time to get some rest, and then you flee here. So, a couple of things. We're at the campfire where we started. If you retreat from there, you get everything. If you retreat as you're going around, like halfway around, you'll only get 60%. And if you die, you only get 30%, unless you hit the take all button. But you need to defeat bosses to get this resource. So we're going to retreat. And the soundtrack of this game is absolutely amazing. And we've got a campfire. Ching. We go back in the expedition and we're going to go try and get to the boss. But we won't probably get it on this one. Let's do it. So the path changes as you saw every single time. You can speed up here, so I can go to 1x speed, 2x speed. We've got a shield. And you can change your gear and weapons and stuff as you want. So if I just pause over here, because it pauses the game, it says on the swords just left of my cursor, I'll move that, damage 4 to 6 with the equal sign, just a comparison of what you've got equipped. Meadows, we heals 2 HP at the start of each day. There's something I want first. We've got max HP. Let's just if you push right click as well, it pauses it. So it heals for 2 HP at the start of each day, but if you place it next to something that's not a meadow, it actually heals 3. So we'll hold off for the time being. We've got a beacon, which is 40% movement speed within its range, 20% attack speed for all units. So probably pause here. You see here, it's got a black circle. That means I can't place, put it next to the road or on the road. Have to do it away from the road. This one here, the circle is I have to place it on the road. And there's another one which has got half and half, and that you place it at the side of the road, so in this black area here. Beacon wise, do that. We'll get rid of this card eventually. I don't like it. But there's you can customize to say what you get. Let's put a grove here. One of the taxes always get put a grove near the end. And then I've got it setting so that on every loop it just stops, so you can just reassess and everything. So let's get going. And this is literally the game, but it's so much more in depth than what this is. We'll put. I'll show you case the mountain in a moment. Another grove. Okay, let's put the grove down. You don't need to keep pausing to do this. It's just because I'm showcasing this for you guys. So you got the mountain. It's like a rock, but really big. Plus 5 HP for each adjacent rock or mountain. So I've got 2 rocks. That's 10 HP. And the same here. You've got 2 HP plus 2 HP for every adjacent rock or mountain. So that gets another 2. So it's basically 4. And if I was to put another one in here, that gets 2. That gets 2. That gets 2. It pumps your health up a lot. And if you do a square of 9, you get like a mountain top. But you can only get 1 mountain top. That I've seen anyway for the time being. So I'm going to put a mountain here. For the reason being, this will transform a lot of this stuff soon. We've got a ring, which has got 2 magic damage, which is just a flat 2 damage on top, which I think evades defense. Decrease the amount of monsters on adjacent tiles. So if we put something like here, it has a cap of how many monsters you want. Vampire Mansion. Let's put that down here. Just the sounds. I'm not sure if you heard the vampire sound there in the background. It was really, really good. So we've got this showcase the meadow. So there's 2 HP as it says. I can't put it. It's at the bottom of the map. Bollocks. I can put it here. If I put it here, and now cover over it, it's now 3 because it's next to next to something else that's not a meadow. So every start of the day, I will get 3. So every time this comes across here, I'll get my 3 HP. Hello, Evade. Wow, these are evasive dudes. There is 3 classes, I believe, that you can get. Got that there. So we've got a better shield. We'll put that on. None of this is any better, is it? That's only 1 HP more, but I want to keep that 2 magic damage going. Just put the beacon on. We'll try and spawn this up. We'll probably back out before we get to the boss, to be honest. Another vampire mansion that comes useful with something else, another card that we can unlock. Spider cocoon. Spiders are really annoying because they spawn quite a lot. But once you get a bit more powerful, they're a good source of enemies. Easily defeatable enemies. Treasury. This is what I was hoping for. So treasury gives a random resource after placing anything on an adjacent tile, but it can't be built next to anything adjacent. So you have to put it in, I can't put it here. I tend to put it here, and then I tend to use my meadows around it, because you need, these all getting 3 HP. This will only get 2, but that's fine. And then once you complete a 9 around it, that completes and you get a load of resources. Got a good upgrade of our weapon. Let's put that on. And if I wanted to put this weapon on now halfway through the battle, I can. The game allows you to do that. More meadows. And let's just keep going. Up to loot level 4. Another cemetery, we'll put that, let's put that there so we get a vampire spawn. Will we go to a day before we get there? No, we'll have to wait till next day. So going through things like this and these, you actually get resources. So I got a pebble through for going through this, and I'll get wood for going through the groves. So it's a way of getting resources. Yeah. And when I get quite a few, I'll showcase that in a moment. Once I get a few resources like this to lay, I tend to hold off. So I'm just going to do that. I'm going to wait to see if I can get another treasury before I start building up there. And then we got this, the goblin camp. So spawns a goblin on the adjacent tile once a day. Appears for every 10 mountain or rock tiles. So I put down 10 mountain or rock tiles. So there's a cause and effect for everything. Meadows, so you get the HP at the start of each day, but it pushes up the boss meter. But everything you place down puts up the boss meter. Mountains, you get the goblin camps. Groves, you get enemies. You get cemeteries, you get enemies. But again, I'll get pebbles and wood. And then scrap metal you get for scrapping weapons. I can't remember how you get. I think you get that as just an output from there. Yeah, so you get something later on in the game that tells you how to spawn these things a bit better, to be honest. Cemeteries are pretty tough, to be honest. You got to be careful. These things don't have a lot of HP, but hit really, really hard. And we've got a new shield with some vampirism on it. Lovely. 6% vampire, which is your life steal or life leech, whatever you want to call it. Meadow. Just going to spawn another spider cocoon if I could, but Oblivion, we'll talk about that in a moment. Let's do that. Right, so battlefield, just before I hit the camp. Battlefield spawns a chest at the start of each loop. Enemies on adjacent tiles can become ghosts. So I like to spawn a chest right near the beginning. And if you put 2 of these next to each other as well, you get some interlinks between. Oblivion cards. I've got this goblin camp. If I don't want that goblin camp, I can put the Oblivion card down. If I've got lots of enemies, like 2 here, I don't want to fight them, I go to Oblivion that, and it just deletes whatever is on the tile. Again, cause and effects, right? It will bump up my boss bar quite a lot. So let's get rid of this goblin camp. Oh, it went down. Weird. Normally, I think if you put it on things like that, it takes it down. Put it on enemies, it bumps it quite high up. And there's our chest, which you collect by fighting. Can be a mimic, like it is. Lovely. A couple of things to note. You've got these bars. So green is my health bar up the top. The very bottom, like grey bar, I believe is a stamina bar. So once that depletes, you don't. I don't think you can act, but I've never seen that deplete, so don't worry. And blue is your action bar. So every time that fills up, that's when you do your attack. And we got wow. That there. So we've got some tiers. So you've got your common, sort of your rare, legendary, epics. So we've got a ring. So damage to all, attack speed, vampirism, and regain per second. Regain on this sort of character is really good. And then we've got a massive HP bump. Look at that. Bang. Other things to note, which I failed to talk about as well, is you see you've got all of this other gear here, which I can't put stuff in. I can't put in here. That unlocks through different classes. So there's like a rogue class that instead of having a shield has dual attack, so you can have 2 weapons. And then there's something else you get later in the game that will unlock this. That same card that I can put down will unlock a helmet here for this guy, and I've never played the 3rd class, which is a necromancer. I haven't unlocked the tile for that. Going into a new day. I'll probably back out at the end of this loop, to be honest, just to push things along. But the rogue class is really good. Ah, here we go. Back off human. We've got a Mr. Vampire. Farmers need help, I'll gladly offer it. No more lands, no more flock, only 100 years of emptiness. And 100 years of hunger. Let me bleed you dry. Tell me, do you bleed? I watched the Snyder cut last night as well. All 4 hours of it. It's good. Better than the original, but still not a patch on most Marvel films. Yeah, vampires. So vampires have inherent. Oops. I've just brought up my Steam self launcher. So it's going to take stock here. We've got some stuff. Let's put the rock on. Again, I want to put 2 rocks here. I don't want to fill in and make this a 5. Got another spider cocoon. Quite like spiders. So we've got a weapon here. Better, it's lower damage, but you've got some vampirism. So it might have to do a trade, but I'm going to keep the damage here. And we're probably going to keep what we got to fight that goblin. How about boom? We've got a shield. Yeah. Cool. So a couple of things for my stats down here. The regain per second is literally your health regain. I've got to mention that. And we've got a shield, more defense, more magic damage, less like cuts our vampirism. But I prefer say on this person, regain per second. Got a rock. That in there. So yeah, rocks are okay until you create the mountaintop, which I'm hoping I can create before we finish this loop. We can. Lovely. Boom. There we go. And there's your noticeable change. So I think you get them for doing stuff, like putting this on. But yeah, we've got our mountain peak, so it's 120 HP, plus 5 additional HP for every adjacent mountain, rock or tile. Spawns a harpy every 2 days. So I probably should put that here so I can then put stuff around it a bit better than up in the corner. So yeah, you can only get one of them, but that's a massive boost. And the reason why I wanted to use the rocks rather than the mountains is the mountains give 1 extra HP when there's things around them. We've got a weapon, but that's rubbish. So we're nearly one hitting them. Evasion's nice, but we'll push on. And we'll back out after this one anyway. Wow. That was a big increase. Keep that magic damage. See, this is why I wanted this, because if I put that there, we can now share. Put here, it shares the resource. There we go. And we might as well get these resources, because I will back out here. Oh, I can't put that there. Okay. We'll back out. So we'll click on here, and yeah, we can retreat with all of our goodies. Not gonna get too caught up on the story. I've read it before already, but it's basically him remembering some stuff. Right. And you can click this just to speed through it, and there we go. So you get your statistics. So we've been out for 16 minutes 23 seconds with a game time, number of loops. Number of times we've retreated, max number of loops, so on and so forth. You haven't been killed yet. Yeah, you will die. We will die. So you get to build some stuff. So you get a field kitchen, which gives you the blood grove card. Really, really good. We'll be getting that. Swamp card's good. Smithy is good as well. Yeah, so you get the refuge for another class. You get the crypt for another class. I think on my actual other game, I'm up here. And there's obviously things up here to do. But let's start with the field kitchen. 10% to the campfire's healing power. And then you just pull it down. Do you know the difference between a good cook and a bad cook? The food made by a good cook is tastier. That is really bad. So you can upgrade buildings. So you get these resources, and if I was to upgrade it, you get +8 campfires healing power. So yeah, anything with this sort of symbol here, you can upgrade. So let's go back out. We've now unlocked cards. So we've got the blood grove, which we will do. I'm going to take out the road lantern. I never use it. Chrono crystals are okay. I don't like beacons either, by the way. Doubles the effect of a day's passing on adjacent tiles. So pair that up with here. Could be useful. But I don't like it. Yeah, this is really, really good. That's good against the boss as well, by the way. Hashtag spoilers. But let's get going. We'll do another expedition here. Again, a bit bigger to go. This music. Got a cemetery already. We'll put that there. That should spawn a little ghoul. Well, not a ghoul, but vampire mansion. Put that up there. Damn it, we didn't get there. Skelly. Okay, so we want a grove. Battlefield will go there. We'll do cemeteries run there. So let's do a mountain here. I like to try and place sort of the combat zones slightly apart from one another. Hopefully we can get a blood growth. Wow. Good defense, magic to all, damage to all. As it says on the tin, it hits everybody. Magic damage counter, evasion. That. More HP. We should get some wood here. Wow. Literally spawned a new day as we went into it. We'll take the weapon finally. And as I say, when you get here, we get 30% HP upon entering, so it heals up there. We got from the chest. Just the chest? It is, wow. Tier 2 weapon. Evasion, magic, damage. That's just going to be better. When you get comfortable, you can turn off this pauses. You can turn off pausing as you go over items and stuff and just keep it ticking over a little bit more. More max HP, significant max HP. We don't have anything here, so I'll put that there. Probably will run past it before it spawns an enemy. It will, that's fine. That'll go on the next loop. Can I get, please, a... Just put that there, just for a bit of healing. There's only a certain amount of cards you can get at the top here. Or the bottom here, I should say. Put a cemetery there. Bit of a break in between. Put some passive healing in once we get that. What have we got here? Damage to all, defense and counter. We lose a little bit of magic damage, but we get damage to all. Might as well. We start fighting more multiple enemies. Becomes really useful. Come on, give me a treasury, man. Or blood growth would be nice. Level 4 shield. So defense goes up, magic damage, and we got counter. So we lose 2 damage to all. What we are on the moment, 7. That's fine. Vampirism. It's good vampirism amounts. Finally, treasury, man. Getting worried. Oh no, it's a little bit quick in placing. I shouldn't have placed that one. Oh well. Got our goblin camp. We'll keep this time. There's some really good interactions with certain cards. The Vampire Mansion and the Village card, for instance. This is why I should have kept it. Yeah, Vampire Mansion and the Village card is a good one. So get more max HP. Lose 2 defense, but that's significant HP increase. Take the rock. Got a mimic. Hitting hard, but should be able to get through it. Significant damage increase. Let's get this. That one was supposed to go in there, by the way. Less haste, more speed ball. It's fine. Yeah. Oh, come on, don't evade. What's this? Counter and regain per second. It's a slight health loss, but countered by that regain per second. Plus, we've got the vampirism as well. Ah, Bloodgrove. Lovely. So Bloodgrove can only go next to these groves. They're really good. We placed near a forest adjacent to the road. This roots devour enemies that have less than 15% health left. Really good, but can spawn something dreadful. But I tend to like to put it over here because when you finally summon the boss here, it works on the boss. Wow. Defense up, damage to attack, speed, evasion. Yes, please. Put another one of them in. Good, we've got a rock. Bloody goblins. These things as well enrage, so he'll die and he'll get rage. So he'll hit faster. Luckily, we evaded most of his attacks. Vampirism goes down, magic damage goes up. Yeah, we do. Right, let's fill this up. And then it goes ching, load of stuff comes out. Really, really good. Damage goes down slightly, but we get attack speed, counter, and evasion. This is where tackle really helps. Again, spiders aren't that difficult. And eventually you can use them as a source of getting your HP up before you go into like a big boss battle or something. Right, let's do that. Yeah, see the vines? That's the blood growth working. That there. Get this round the outside. We're on, what are we on? 8, 10. Should give us an extra 10? Yep. 5 for that and 5 for this. Grove on. Right. Go again. Gets to the point where I start to look at gear quality before I start to take a look at everything. So like this, slightly less vampirism, more evasion, more defense. We don't have much sustain at the moment, so I'm going to leave that off. But damage to lots of regain. I prefer regain. Because even in this battle, every second it ticks by, I'm getting 3 health back. Whereas against like a skeleton, you don't hit them very much. That's significant. No, we're going to keep that regain per second. Come on, attack the main dude, man, please. There we go. And spiders. Yeah, so we've got obviously another goblin camp because we kept putting down the rocks. The rocks are good, obviously max HP, so always want some max HP. Never got a harpy. Like to take a sip of water there. Right. I'm gonna skip through that. I just want to kill her, to be honest. I hope you can all understand the concept of the game. It's such a simplistic game, but it's got so much more depth as well. Put the rock up here. We've obviously got another battlefield. Now, spawns a chest at the start of each loop, same as here. If you overlap them, you get this thing. Blood Path. It spawns a blood clot every 4 days. So, it's quite an easy enemy to kill. And again, it's all about getting gear. And the different types of enemies that you face and give you different types of resources. On that, resources, you can only, on this sort of first level, you can only hold up to 10 of the main things behind. So just be a bit careful. Yes, that's a massive HP boost. We've got quite a lot of this stuff just... When we get the boss, these Oblivion cards coming, I don't want any more Vampire Mansions out, but... a good source of resource, I guess. Sort of nothing good there. Yeah. So it's really annoying. There's a card called a village card. If you put the village card down and say put the Vampire Mansion over the top of it, or next to it, it turns it into something else. Ransacked Village, I think it is, and it spawns a crap ton of enemies. Defeat them 3 times on 3 loops, and then it turns into a really good thing. But it also, put down a village card, gives you quests to go through, and it increases the amount of health they have. It gives you really good rewards for defeating it, and so on and so forth. And that's sort of, for such a simplistic looking game, the amount of depth that it does get. I like that regain. Really do like that regain per second. Wow. I just keep putting this stuff down. Could put the meadow there, because again, what are we up to? 39. Bloodgrove stack as well. We'll do that. So look, they're hitting for 66 damage while they were. So our defense goes up, regain, counter. Damage is the same, but we get attack speed and counter. This is our gargoyle. Get from... I remember what spawns a gargoyle actually. Another one of them. Again, that'll put a blood clot down there. But now we're getting some good stuff. Slightly less health. Magic defense evasion. Oh, hello. Even more. Not that much more. And I like the attack speed and counters. So you end up getting gear so quickly. Attack speed and vampirism. Yeah, we'll take the vampirism here. Evasion. Already looked at that one. You can rearrange stuff as well, by the way, in your inventory. So even with the vampirism at 11%, we're getting 2.7 damage back, or health back, along with a 4.8 per second regain. It's so good. Do that. That. No, I like that regain. That ring is going to be hard to pass. Don't know what that ramp was, to be honest, but I'm going to start to lose some resources out the back here if I'm not careful. But yeah, it's coming thick and fast now. You know, it starts off really slow on the loop, but now it's starting to speed up. I quite like the groves, to be honest. And if we do that. I don't really want to lose the Oblivion cards. Regain's not as good. We've got attack speed, counter, and evasion. I want the regain. %25 counter damage is good. Don't get a treasury soon. Use these meadows elsewhere. Spawning spiders. Spiders are good. Yeah, so what I was talking about earlier around these halves, yeah, you can only put them next to it. Oblivions can go everywhere, but yeah, just remembered I need to showcase that. Like half means you put it next to it. Right. How are we doing health-wise? We're okay. 44-minute video. I want to try and showcase the boss. I'll probably die, but yeah, so this is the flesh golem, the thing that can spawn. Yeah, so you see there's something stuff started to come off the back here, and we're getting memory fragments. But we've got a load of stuff we can now place. We're going to spawn the boss here. There we go. Alright, so do you know what I said about them Oblivion cards? So he's just spawned this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things. Each increases HP and damage by 5%. Well, we're not having that. Yeah, we just obliterated that, so he's now only got 30% HP and stuff. I will be able to get there and stop and just take stock. Might as well do that. Should have filled up the resources there. More defense. I like that regain. Regain on that is good. Counter. More damage. Slightly less vampirism. Magic damage. Will take that. Counter's good. So I don't need attack tackle. Slightly less HP, more vampirism. Yes, please. Right, how much? We're going to heal 30% health here. So I should retreat, right? And keep all of this stuff. We're going to take on the boss, because we'll probably be ending the video after that. So here comes Mr. Boss Man. Oh my god, I've got no health. How is this even possible? That's right, you didn't devour me like the rest of the world. Haven't I? Really don't think so. What are you talking about? I'm standing right in front of you. Yeah. Yeah, he talks a lot. And if you hover over him, he's got 50% 3 times 15 enhancement by palaces. So he's got 943 health. He does 137 damage a hit once every 3 seconds. Yeah, I need to basically not die here. But I'm going to die. It's... Oh man, he's evaded. Yeah, so I'm going to die and I'll just showcase that. But yeah, if you beat him, you get to chapter 2, so on and so forth. Because I died, I will keep this and I'll lose all of this. If you die, you come back and yeah. And there we go. So there's that, and then you can go to the build, and I could build nothing. Yeah, you get so I could probably get the herbalist by getting rations. I think that is. Yeah, food supply. And smithy, I need some of them, which is the stable metal, which you get from scrap. 13 scrap metals into one of them. You get that from from the weapons just breaking down and so forth. So yeah. That's how it all goes. But yeah, this has been Loop Hero. I absolutely love this game. If I quickly load, this is what I've got at the moment. So you eventually get an encyclopedia, and if you go stable metal, yeah, drops from certain enemies, all equipment forgotten in inventory, scrap metal, so on and so forth. So rocks. It's tells you how to get stuff, all the different types of enemies that you've got, all the cards. This is what I was talking about, the ransacked village. So if you put a village and next to the village you put the vampire mansion, you get a ransacked village, and you spawns up to 4 ghouls at once per loop plus the vampire, and transforms into Count's Land, which gives you better healing and a better quest than a village, because you get quest. Yeah, there's depth. There's so much depth to this. Yeah, I'm on chapter 3 using a rogue. I love the rogue. And as you see at the bottom here, that's the starting equipment that you can get. And it just changes slightly with the rogue. Yeah, and cards. This is what I'm up to. Arsenal is the card that gives you an additional armor slot. Really good. You can choose between that and Maze of Memories. I don't know what Maze of Memories is. I will try that out shortly. But yeah, this is sort of the build I've got. Desert and sand lowers every creature's HP by 0.5%. That includes your own HP. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Never used a bookery. replaces your cards with random ones when you pass by. Lapses after 20 exchanges. Don't know how good that's going to be. But yeah, I tend to run this stuff. So yeah. Oh, I probably forgot to mention. Obviously, you've got 4, 4, 2, 2. That's the amount of cards that I have here. You can have a low of 1, maximum of 4. So I can have all 7 of these if I wanted, but I can only have 15 maximum cards in my deck. You can't have these two together, and they don't count as part of this. Yeah, this has been Loop Hero. I absolutely love this game, and this is one of the games that I just play. Just have it, you know, I'm playing if I've got some TV on or something as well, listening to that. The missus is watching some stuff that I don't want. This is my go-to game at the moment. So I started playing it this morning, and yeah, the missus was just sat watching television, and I was just sat playing this and thought, do you know what, this is a cracking game. Highly recommend it. Yeah, but it's such a simple looking game. It's got a lot of depth to it. Don't buy it. Go and support. It's an indie developer, and go and support your indie developers. But until then, until the next one, I'm going to go and record some Marvel's Avengers stuff now. I had to re-download the PlayStation 4 game for that to transfer my save. So until the next one, my name is Paul, aka New Bit Good. Thank you very much. See you guys in the next one.